She'll take them down over there.
Are these Twizzlers for sale? Is that your cash?
They're for sale. Twizzlers 3 for $1.
Transparent. One of the reasons I did that is because Mark and Lynette, both being teachers here at Strathcona where we're doing the show, made sense to have them involved in a trio separately, because then you can, for things like access to the space or anything like that. So the story of the Vanguard is a story of teachers who wanted to create theater for professional development. We wanted to create theater so that we could remember what it's like to go through the experiences that we put our students through as teachers. So we got a group of teachers together to act, direct, produce, design, stage manage, and do all that technical work so that we could put on a show, so that we could remember what it's like to do those elements and learn from it. So yeah, it's been really fruitful, and I personally wanted to do it because I've been a professional actor for a long time, and I don't want to lose that muscle, because I think it's really valuable to be able to remember and to do what you teach.
Actually, as far away from each other as they can possibly be.
That's far.
Well, so I actually got an email from Neil saying that he had this idea and whether or not I wanted to be a part of this process in this collective. I was actually getting married this summer, and we're supposed to be doing our honeymoon right now, but after I got asked to do this, my now husband was like, oh, you have to do it. So it wasn't even a question, really. So we all just kind of came together, and it became this collective of teachers and educators and performers working together.
So the Vanguard Collective was formed, and there was a mandate that really talked about teachers being able to work together, being able to challenge ourselves with material, and Almost Maine being the most produced high school one act in North America. And I think in a lot of community theaters was kind of at the forefront of that. And in fact, I've seen Almost Maine at provincial one acts every year for the last 6 years. And so that was a piece I think that was wisely chosen in terms of material that teachers would come into contact with. And so there we all were at a reading one day deciding how this was going to come about. The script was divided into trios, and we each got to tackle as a director and an actor, which I think is a great way for teachers to discover, again, their skills and to work as a team and to build a whole new ensemble. So that's how I came to Almost Maine.
I think something that's really exciting about this project is that we are creating a collective from the ground up. We all have similar values, and Neil has brought us together because we are all educators and because we all believe, I think, in the power of theater and of theater as an educational tool. And so I think getting to work with these people and getting to create a collective together is the most exciting part of this project.
We wanted to present theater on the front line, so basically showing that not only can we teach this, but we can actually do this.
I was really excited about this project when Neil sort of asked me, because it's an opportunity for us educators to be involved with the show with other educators and other people who kind of have a shared experience about what we go through every day. Me and my colleagues work all day with students, and we love that so much, but this Vanguard project is an opportunity for us to work among colleagues and peers to sort of give a little bit of a different just sort of age demographic we get to work to, or work with, I should say, and then also just lets us sort of grow in a really active way, whereas some of the time we're often just kind of in theory talking with each other about what we could do or these potential projects we could, do with our students. This is a physical project we get to work on with each other, which is super exciting. So I was really excited to be a part of it for that reason.
No, I know. How do you know?
This project for me feels like a super incredible opportunity because I just graduated from an education program a couple weeks ago. So I'm a fresh teacher and I am coming at it from more of an actor's perspective. I have less experience with directing and less experience with teaching. So I'm really looking forward to learning from the other educators that I get to work with and having the opportunity to direct one of the scenes. I think that's going to provide me, huge growth and a huge chance to explore with other people who have tons of experience.
The reason that I wanted to do this is because I have a philosophy to not say no when theatrical opportunities come my way. So really this was about saying, yes, let's, and getting a chance to be a part of some theater in a city that's new to me.
Or if you two little lovebirds are ready for another round, you just let me know.
I think that it is a great idea to bring us together because so often drama teachers are alone or there's maybe one or two in the building, and so we get to learn from each other and practice what we teach.
I come from a performance background, so I was an actor-director before I went back to school to become a teacher. So that for me is always an exciting opportunity and is always really great. But to share the stage with my colleagues in this way is very, very exciting. Our roundtable discussion that we've had, it's so inspiring to see all of these wonderful perspectives come together. So it's really, really invigorating already just to have all that.
The challenge I found was, I think, holding myself accountable to the same standards that I hold for my students. So that was surprisingly challenging for me. And it just, it makes me have so much more respect for my students, because when they rise to things, now I kind of can internalize, oh yeah, it's really hard to come up to those expectations that I hold for them.
For me, probably the most difficult aspect of this was just kind of stepping back on stage again. Like, as a teacher, so often, we're behind the scenes, we're directing, we're getting everything ready, and then we put our students out on stage and we kind of watch it happen. I haven't acted on stage in probably 7 or 8 years, and so just getting back into that mindset of being an actor and approaching things from that perspective was definitely a challenge, but a good one. Yeah.
Gosh, maybe they should be on my list because it would really hurt you.
What are you talking about?
Something that is intimidating to me about this project is that everyone has a lot of experience and that I'm really working with my peers and directing my peers, which is not something I've done before. And I want to make a good impression, and I want to learn and be honest and be vulnerable and not put up walls because I want to do a good job.
I was a little surprised at how nervous I was getting as the production came closer. And it was a really great reminder of what it must feel like to be a student actor. I'm someone who has done this before and am used to it, but you still get those nerves. And so it was a pleasant surprise and a great reminder of the excitement that can come out of it and the nerves that can come out. And I was glad to feel that, and I was glad to know what to do about it, and I think that it built some empathy for my student actors.
So what I've learned is something that I think we all know already, but every time we have an experience like this, it really underlines it, and that's that when you have a group of people that are collectively concerned with how we as a collective are versus one person grandstanding and wanting to be the most in the spotlight, how rich that work becomes. And that's something that this company has really shown from the very beginning.
I'm going to be bringing back so many new warm-ups and activities, different perspectives and ways of looking at a script and working with my students, different ways of approaching a text, different ways of approaching them. Really, it's changed the way I'm going to teach.
Yeah, definitely have absolutely learned things from my colleagues, especially when it comes to direction, just seeing how we're all kind of getting at fundamentally the same thing, but we're coming at it from these different perspectives and bringing our own avenues of doing it. The acting, getting back into that mindset of approaching a script from the perspective of, oh, I'm actually going to be doing this. I don't have to just convince other people to do this. I myself have to do this. So that was a bit of a challenge. And then also kind of getting past the idea of having a preconceived notion of what the script should be. I kind of come from things from an English teacher background, and so I found that I wanted to analyze things well in advance and kind of have the right answer like before I even stepped on stage, and that's just not how that works. So I think the thing I'm going to be bringing back to my students is just that sense of kind of understanding where they're coming from. This is a really good exercise in putting myself into the shoes of a student in a lot of ways, because acting for these other directors really kind of gave me a much better sense of what they're going to be going through and what sort of thought process they're going to be having when they're working through a script or getting on stage or any of those sorts of things. So it's something that I'm going to be really cognizant of when I'm directing and teaching, is what their process looks like from this perspective.
I think it supports my day-to-day teaching in that if I'm not willing to do things on my own time that are connected to the subject matter, then how can I be asking students to do that? So I think being able to experience these things outside of the classroom, I think it's a natural way to make me a stronger teacher and to understand kind of what my students go through on a day-to-day basis.
So what I think that what I'm bringing back to my classroom is just validating, I think, that the work we do has such treasure in it that the more we do it, the more we get out of it, and the more that we become comfortable working as a group, there's just so many riches within that. So I think it's just validated that for me.
I will absolutely, and I know I think about this all the time, but I will absolutely have a lot more patience as a teacher, a lot more openness of heart and spirit when it comes to the struggles that people bring into the space, and to understand that everybody brings something in terms of their physical self, their emotional self, their intelligence to the role that is undeniable. And I hope that everyone brings a piece of them into the work, because that's what makes the work truly individual and beautiful.
Working with a cast that was all peers in terms of teachers was a little bit, of course at first you're a little nervous, but it was fantastic to be able to work with people who had such different experience levels, because that pushed me as an artist and as an educator, and really taught me so much, and I was able to grow, and it's just such a fantastic group of people. We've really all come together, and we have so much fun. We're able to teach each other things and learn and grow and play in a really safe space together.
Having that opportunity to see each other's practice, to understand how everybody approaches a play is super valuable, and Almost Maine, I think, was the perfect play to do it, especially since it gave us the chance to direct, to act, to do some aspects of production, and to do it in a way that made sense for our lives and for our schedules.
My advice for other drama teachers is to do this, to get on stage, to put yourself out there again, and to trust the process, and to find that joy in acting and being on stage and putting a show on for ourselves, because so much of what we do is for our students, and it is really refreshing and rejuvenating to be doing this together.
Hey Vanguardians, well, thank you for watching this video, and now you might be wondering what's next. Maybe you've seen our shows before, or you're just curious about what's going on and you're wondering how you can get involved or what we're looking for. Well, first off, let me tell you, you're already involved. By watching this video, it's as easy as that. There's no auditions, there's no specific thing that's like, how do I get involved? You are there. If you want to be involved, you're involved. In fact, not only do we want you, we need you. The whole purpose of this project is to have as many people involved as possible. For one thing, many hands make light work, so the more of you that we have, the more of us that there are, the easier it is for us to get stuff done. And at the same time, the more of us that there are, the more people we have to collaborate with. And that's part of the other point, is we want to get ideas from each other so that we have ideas as teachers to take back to our classroom. The other thing is there's lots of ways you can get involved. So you might not be an actor, that's okay. Or you are, that's also great. Maybe you're a director, a dancer, a choreographer. Maybe you're a photographer. Maybe you're a designer. Maybe you just like being there to clap your hands and tell us how awesome we are. That works too. However you want to be involved is how you can be involved. And we really want to encourage you to be around because that's the whole point. Professional development, collaboration, and fun. We want you if you want to be here. And to that point, I want to make something really clear. You might be thinking, these guys really want us to be involved, but I'm a teacher, I'm busy. Yeah, I know. Asking a teacher to be involved in extra stuff is kind of like asking a drowning person to have a cup of water. It feels like it's just an extra load. That's not what this is meant to feel like. This is meant to feel like a life preserver. It's meant to feel like an opportunity for you to remind yourself of why you are a teacher, to remind yourself of why you love theater, or to just try something brand new and something that's for you. So we really want to encourage you in that way. In fact, we want Vanguard to kind of feel like a summer camp for teachers. We want it to be fun, enjoyable, and something that you really want to do. So, ways that you can find out what's going on, you can check us out on Instagram, Vanguard Theatre Collective. You can check us out on Instagram for Vanguard Theatre Collective, or you can check out our new website, vanguardcollective.ca. Let us know how you want to be involved, connect with us, and look out for more opportunities for how you can get involved in the future.